So begins the end for Darkseid.
I've never seen a being this strong. Maybe one.
Saturday morning.
Rashad, enough, brother, enough. Can't put everything in the movie, into the show. It's gonna go on forever.
Well, this is the water's cut, though. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I understand, but we all got stuff to do, so you don't have to cut this off.
Zack
too long,
can make his movie as long as he want. We can make the show as long as we want.
If we want to wait 3 years to release this, then we need to cut it shorter, man.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and get to it then. Welcome once again to yet another episode of Color Commentary, where we give you views from a different side. I, of course, am your host, Rashad, and my compadre. What's happening, sir?
Chuck Taylor here, guys. Yes, please make sure you like and subscribe. We want to be all in your lives. I'm excited to talk about just Justice League. Ooh, I don't know the last time I said that. I might have never said that. But I'm excited to talk about this one.
I don't think you've ever said that. Yes, sir. As Chuck just mentioned, of course, we are talking about the Snyder Cut to Justice League. A very unconventional movie. This is the first time I ever heard of anything like this before. Not necessarily the movie itself, but the fact that the fans demanded this to happen. I remember I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm like, Justice League was kind of an average movie. It wasn't a bad movie as people make it out to be sometimes, but it was a very average movie for the Justice League, for their big combination movie. And the fans kind of came together from DC, and I was like, hey, we need to, we got the Snyder Cut. And I'm like, whatever, man, y'all ain't gonna ever get this. And now years later, here it is. And it's pretty amazing. So we're gonna not do a non-spoiler review. We're gonna not non-do. Not non-do? How was that? What language
I have no idea.
We're not going to do a non-spoiler review today. We're going to go ahead and jump into the spoiler review. So without any further ado, Mr. Chuck Taylor, go ahead and get into it, sir.
Yeah, this I was really excited to see this. And, just waiting
What's wrong?
Oh,
we're sorry.
Okay.
Sorry
about that. The water's cut. You have to keep everything.
Right. Yeah, and that was one part that could have definitely not been in the original movie.
Yes, that was not an important part. I don't know what favor he owed somebody on that scene. That he was like, I gotta keep these ladies in here making wild noises at the water. But okay. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I was really excited about seeing this one. Because the first Justice League, when we went and saw it in the theaters, it was like, I didn't really understand so much. I was like, what? I don't get what they're doing. Like, it was an okay movie.
Okay.
Like, I can watch it. Like, I was like, I didn't feel like, it was a horrible movie that, I just never watched. But then I was like, after going back and looking, I'm like, what does this even mean? Like, I don't get this whole part. Why is he even doing this? So it just got worse and worse and worse over the years I've looked at it. And like, this is a really bad movie now that I thought about it. I was like, this is scenes that don't make no sense. The plot didn't make sense.
Particularly as the Marvel movies have been coming out, and they're getting higher quality.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, it made it worse as it continues to go on. And then like seeing like Aquaman and some of the other ones were a lot better. So, but back to the Snyder Cut, it's long. It's long, but I think most of it, is a great storytelling. He does a good job to really bring in each character. So it does take time, because one thing with like Avengers, they had 4 movies before Avengers. So every character had a whole movie to develop. Here they only had 3 movies. They had Man of Steel,
No, it had two movies.
Well, yeah, this was the third one.
Right.
The Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and now Justice League. So Justice League basically has to tell the story of all the other characters that are coming in, at least a little bit, see like how they come together. So I think he did a good job with showing each individual story and showing why they wanted to, team up and why it was so important for them to team up to be able to beat this enemy. Because on the original version, the theater version, it was just, hey, we just got to team up to beat the Steppenwolf guy because, he's going to do something. And it's like, okay, let's just team up type of thing. And like, here it's like, oh, it's a real reason.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't do this particular thing, it's going to destroy our planet. Like, with these mother boxes.
Like, this movie feels like it's constant, just tension all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of tension. I even like the scene with Wonder Woman. That scene was like even more heightened because it was kind of like just like a regular like little kind of like happy moment. Like, okay, she goes and beats these terrorist type people up. But on this one, it was kind of dark. It was like really dark. I'm like, oh, these guys are like they. I don't know if they got in more dialogue or just the sound of it. The feel of it just felt more extreme.
Okay.
Like looking at the kids' faces and stuff, like it felt like it was like a rated R type of like a film. Like something like they might shoot these kids in the face, like type of.
Yeah.
like it didn't look like it was like, oh, they're gonna shoot, people gonna die, you won't see them, they'll die off screen. No, he looked like he might actually just obliterate everybody right in front of your face.
Right.
And the same with the explosion that she threw up, because he was talking about like 8 city blocks. I'm like, when she threw it up, I'm like, that still would have did major damage. It was doing 8 blocks. She had to throw that sucker up to them, space for it to not really do nothing. So seeing her actually get blasted back down and it's still causing a lot of destruction made a lot more sense. So little things like that just really helped the movie. The Amazon scene, to me, I'll talk to you about that. That just was so much better. Because on the first one, they felt like they weren't even like a flea. Like he just came in there and just massacred them women like it was nothing. Like they got arrows and stuff and pointed all at the thing, and then when they come in, like nobody shoots anybody. At least on this one, you see when they come in, it's like an explosion, so all the people get thrown all over the place. So it's not like they're just standing there, just not doing nothing. Right. And he just comes in there and starts whacking them up, chopping them up and stuff. Seeing that they had a plan, like, okay, if our forces can't stop him here, we're gonna shut the whole thing down, and it's not just gonna close it, but it's gonna make the whole thing fall into the ocean, and a mountain's gonna fall on top of it. Everybody here is gonna die. So this is actually a smart idea. Like, think that would stop something.
The Amazons that worked there, they thought they had the easy job. Like, bro, all I gotta do is come here, stand here every day for like 4 hours. I'm good. There's mother box. Oh God.
Yeah. So that whole scene was really good. But the one that really changed the whole movie for me was that climax. Was the third act. That fight sequence was so dope. I mean, I was so proud for Batman to actually look like he could do something by himself besides make stupid remarks talking about how old and bitter and weak he is. Something's broken every 5 seconds. Like, he was in there like putting in work. He was in there. Oh yeah, I gotta go fast. And I might have to dance with this one, just like the Snyder Cut. But the part when Flash actually had some meaning in this fight. Like, he wasn't just he was like the main key for everything to work. And seeing him go in a circle, and he's like, I'm at my max speed, I'm ready. And then you feel how tense everything's getting. Steppenwolf is getting closer to Cyborg, and it's like, oh, this is about to happen. If he don't get there, I don't know what happened about having a Barry. Like, he about to go back in time. I was like, he's like, I can't hold this much longer. I was like, oh, Chuck, go. And they're putting in work on old dude. Steppenwolf, they working on him until when Superman.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying he was holding his own against Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and he was doing all right then. But once Superman got there, bruh, it's like you know what, Robbie? It's like I got kids, so it's like he got three brothers or something, three siblings. They fighting, right? And then like one's the older one is like winning and everything. Then like the dad comes in and everybody gets a tail. Well, right? He's like, it's like that's kind of like how Superman just walked in there. He was like not impressed and was like just beat the bricks off that boy. Just woof, woof, woof. I was like, God, tore his ear off. Shot it. Did so that whole scene was just so beautiful. It looked so good, and it brought so much heightened awareness to the situation. Okay. And when they actually failed, I was like, this like seriously movie came out 3 years. I was like, oh shoot! It just blew up everything. Right. And I thought Superman then would be okay, but no, we saw as dang Flash came back, changed time. Yeah, and they saw they blood and guts and bones going back together. I'm like, oh yeah, they were not gonna be okay after that blast. So, but yeah, I give Snyder Cut 2 thumbs up. I enjoyed all of it. You could have cut some of the little fluff out, but who cares? It was still good.
All right, let's go ahead and jump in on this, man. First of all, let me just say real quick, this is now one of my favorite movies. I really enjoy it. It was such a struggle to watch that first time. It's too long, man. It is way too long. It's a struggle to get through. But the good scenes in the movie make it worth it. So first I'm going to talk about the things that I really, really liked about this movie. All right. The first thing I liked here was I like how big it was. Like everything about the movie seems big and intense. Like the whole scene with Batman walking to the Icelandic town is way too long. But at the same token, seeing him come over that mountain and looking over the city, it's like, wow, this seems big. Like this is important. You know, not just something small that's happening. Even the stuff with the Amazons, it just seemed big and important. And I like the added touch of the mother box being in the temple on the coast. Because when I was first watching it, I don't think they showed that it was on the coast before. So I was like, why is it over there? Like, it seems like it would be easy for somebody to invade and get there. I didn't know that it was a suicide box. Everybody over there is gonna die, bro. So that was really cool. I did like that. I like how Steppenwolf looked. His new design was good. I don't really understand what people hated about the last design personally, but this was really cool.
I did not like it.
He just looked regular. He looked like Liam Neeson to me.
He didn't look like he was a threat. Like this dude looked like, oh shit, like true. This is scary. If I see this thing come up in the room, I'm about to probably just die myself. Like if I see the other one, like what's up with his? He looks stupid, bro. But he's tall, but he just looked
everywhere, right?
Unthreatening. Yeah.
Talking about Mother. Yeah, Steppenwolf moved exceptionally well underwater. That was cool when he was fighting Aquaman. It just that looked really good. Let me see here. What else did I like about? Oh, everything about Cyborg. Everything, like every single thing. There wasn't anything that I disliked. That's why I got my boy here in the back here.
Definitely did a great job.
Yeah, they took the character that DC Comics and the animated movies make as like the lamest superhero and made him like the real threat. Like when the dad was talking about everything that he can do, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you can do this and you can do that. Like we're all at your mercy. I was like, dang, that's true. We are at his mercy. Yeah. Like, wow.
And the way they did that when all the missiles were like right in front of him. I like that reminded me of like the Magneto thing when they shot all the missiles. I think it was on First Class. And he was just able to just like do whatever he wanted to with them. Exactly. Like he had no control over anything. People like I can end you.
Yeah, so he definitely deserves to be up there. Like he's not just the guy in the chair. Like he is like world powerhouse, just like those guys. And seeing his backstory as a football player, and also throwing in the fact that he's a genius, all of that was great. So I loved everything.
And getting to see his mom, like, bro, like, can we see a black family together? Yes. Like that was just so amazing. Finally to see all of them, even though they had to die. But like we got to see it was mom, dad, and a son.
There you go.
No, not just the daddy for like 2 seconds.
And the mom was the doctor too, so that was cool.
Yes.
So the things I didn't like, or the things that were too long, I really wasn't the biggest fan of the scream. That's why I did the scream at the beginning of this show. I mean, it was cool. I liked the idea, but it was too long. Like, we didn't have to slow to every single location. You know, there's a thing where you can kind of edit from this place to this place. Like, let's get to it, bro. I didn't like the fact that Darkseid was growling like an idiot when he first showed up on Earth. Like, bro, like, use your words. But they beat his tail.
They beat his ass.
They made him use words next time. I know that.
Yeah.
And Mira making those dolphin sounds. Like, it's well established by now that Aquaman can talk underwater. The Aquaman movie has already come out. This is the Snyder Cut, so you can use hindsight now and say, okay, let me just spend the money and have them talking underwater. I didn't like that. That was just enough to me.
You know, I didn't know that's what it was. I was like, what the hell did they just say? I was like, okay, maybe I just missed something. They just made some weird noise, you know, instead of talking. Because I was like, okay, so when they're not in the bubble, they start talking like little noises like that. And okay,
that's we don't need that. no more of that, please. All right. Stuff that was too long. Aquaman going back into the ocean and him standing there with the music playing and this.
Yes, bro.
It's like two and a half minutes of him just kind of standing and waiting to go into the ocean. Like, we get it. It's cool. And of course,
it's like taking your shirt off every 5 seconds. Just don't wear a shirt, bro. Yes. Just don't wear the shirt. Just walk around without the shirt on.
Always throwing the shirt off. That's what he's thinking about. He's always leaving these shirts for us to clean up. We got to wash them. We got to wash them. It's just crazy.
Oh, boy.
Let me see here. But there was a couple things. So there's a couple things they changed from the Whedon cut. I'm not going to hate completely on Whedon. I mean, I feel like he did the best that he could. He's just got a completely different vision of this movie.
I'm not going
to hate on Whedon. He gave us the first two Avengers movies, so I'm not going to hate on him. And there was a couple things that I did like better. Like, I did like how when Flash first showed up, I'm not saying he should have stayed like this, but Batman was like, just save one person. And he actually was saving people first. In this movie, he actually wasn't saving people. He was like, hey, where you going? You on your way? Come on. Hey, come on. Why are you going so slow? And like, I
have a question.
Times and I really never liked that.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So,
every time you have a question, just something wrong.
Well, no, I had a thought when you said that. So you say you like that he didn't know how to save people, right?
No, he didn't want to fight initially. That's what his
name. He didn't want to fight and stuff, right? But it already shows basically that he's been doing this Flash thing for a minute. You know, it wasn't like he was brand new to it. He knew how to break the time barrier. He already had a brand new suit that he got from someplace. So he's been doing something, saving people, fighting people. So I guess when they made it on the Josh Whedon side, it made it seem like he's never done anything before. He's just first time he ever did anything. But when you go to his lair, he has a suit sitting right there. You know he's already done some stuff before. Like, so I don't see why they had to make it like he can't go fight a villain or save somebody with his speed.
I get it. I see what you're saying, but I still kind of go back to, I mean, there's some logic in what you're saying, but I still kind of go back to the fact that they can still say he didn't want to fight. Like, he knows how to save people, but he's probably never been in a fight with like a demon from another universe. You know, so Batman's like, just do what you do, bro. Just save people. That would have been a whole lot better than him. Hey, where you going? Are you on your way? Come on. You know, that was kind of lame to me. And I also liked in the Whedon cut the fact that they disagreed about bringing Superman back. Like the Wonder Woman and Aquaman did like. I like that. It seems to be in line with their character. Aquaman got the chance to do that a little bit, but he was just Debbie Downer the whole time, like the whole movie. And I can't tell who was more of a hater. Was it Aquaman or was it your boy? What's his name? The butler, Alfred.
Alfred was throwing mad shots, bro. I was like, Master Bruce.
Right.
Oh, bitch. Just like we're talking mad junk to him.
Maybe a guy that spends all this time in a cave is not the best one to be a recruiter.
Like
Alfred.
Go
put your bow tie on. But anyway, I'm well over time here, so let me go ahead and do. So we both got to dance. We'll go ahead and dance together. What we doing? What we doing? Here we go. No. There you go. Throw it back. Throw it back. Superman, Iron Vision. All right.
Let me block it with my bat armor.
Yeah.
Only hits this one spot when he shoots me. Like, to me, real quick, why did he just make his whole suit that? Like, just go ahead and incorporate that in the whole suit. Like, the whole chest area, not just my little wrists, my little forearms. Because if he shot him right here, it was over for Batman. It was over.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Right here.
That reminds me. That was one of the things I did like about the Whedon cut is that Batman had planned for Lois Lane to be there. Like he had a plan. Batman didn't have no plan this time. Batman was just like, Bruce,
he was a wing that jump.
Don't do that, Bruce.
Don't do it,
Bruce.
Don't do it,
Bruce.
No.
No.
Bruce was like, ah. Now I did like the Joss Whedon cut where he was holding Bruce up there in the air and he's like, you bleed. Like that whole that's so stupid for me. And he like just throws Batman. He's like Batman's like, oh, I know something's broke. I was like that was like definitely it was funny, but it was like stupid.
Right.
It wouldn't have fit well with this one.
All right, so. What would you rank this movie? Give it how many chucks would you give it?
Let's see. For the length, see, you got to put this in perspective here. So, I think the whole movie itself probably gets around 7.5 to 8 in that range. I would push it closer to an 8.5 because seeing the fans get what they want. After all the time and as Zack and seeing, Zack Snyder kind of finally get his due from all the tragedy crap that's been happening in his life. Warner Brothers, so I would definitely get that, a little bump with that. And those fight scenes, the last one was like in-game type fight scene almost. So those they did their thing with that. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Just for those.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and give this 9 whole chucks. 9 of them.
Whoa.
No decimals, just 9.
9 chucks.
It might have been 10 if it hadn't been so god awfully long. Oh. That actually sound pretty much like him when you did that there. Yes, it was such a chore to get through this movie watching it the first time. My God. But after watching it, again, and I have to watch it when things are in the background, I like the fact that it's got so much tension in it. It just seems like, okay, this has got to happen. And like you mentioned, like with the Flash at the end, them failing and him coming back, that's like a really nice touch. So I'll go ahead and give it a solid 9 chucks. It's definitely going to be one of my favorite superhero movies. I'm going to go back and watch Infinity War and Endgame and kind of compare them. But what I've noticed right from the beginning, I have started Infinity War. These are very, very different movies. So maybe we'll talk about that. What do you guys think? This is a very divisive movie. We've got a lot of people that really liked it. We've got a lot of people, for some reason, they hate it. But I haven't seen any good reasons for people to say they hate it. They just say, oh, it was a 4-hour waste of time and blah, blah, blah. But I haven't seen any reasons why people said this is a bad movie, other than it being long. So I really want to hear, particularly if you didn't like this movie, I definitely want to hear your comments as far as that's concerned. All right. And also what I want to hear is you subscribe
to survive.
This is Color Commentary, where we give you views. The auto defense system is going off. I can't help myself. Good morning.